Good morning to you. How are you doing today? It's rather miserable here in Merseyside weather-wise. It's drizzly, it's grey, it's overcast. But today I'm going to be making some very lovely necklaces with you, like the one I'm wearing here. So we've got lots of lovely colours for you to choose from. They're quite a simple make, but I think give a very elegant look. So let me know, where are you watching from? What have you been up to? Have you had a nice weekend? My little one is back in school today, so I try to be as organised as possible, but can't get back into the swing of things and timing. But we were on time, we weren't late for school, and that's the main thing. So have you had a nice weekend? Have you been making anything? Have you got anything planned for this week ahead? Let me know in the comments, say hello to me, and I'll take you over to the website, show you the goodies, and then we will get going. It's going to be a fairly quick make, I think, today. Obviously a lot of turning little loops to make double connecting pins, and I don't want you to see me doing that over and over and over again. So I have already prepped my materials, but I will talk you through this step by step so you can make a lovely necklace like the one I'm wearing here. You can also adjust the length of this so it can sit slightly differently, very easily, just by adding less or more of the pearls. We've got two sizes of pearls. I don't know whether you can see it properly against my jumper, but it is double strung and it does hang very, very pretty. So in terms of your components, we're going to be using lots of pins, a little bit of Tigertail, two sizes of pearls, and then your findings. So a nice, quick and lovely make for you today. Good morning to Rachel. She says good morning to all. Camille says good morning, Nat. Have a nice weekend. I did. I was very, very busy this weekend. I've tried to get as many kind of kits planned out, and I've been making quite a lot of samples. So I've got a lot of photographing to do today to get them up ready for the website and ready for you lovely lot. So yeah, I've had a really good weekend. Thank you very much. I hope you have too, Camille. Good morning to Frances. She says good morning everybody from Perth. Hello to Anne, who says good morning to Natalie and everybody. Good morning to Lucy. How are you doing, my lovely? Camille is waving to you, Lucy. Just you. Good morning to Debbie. She says good morning everybody. Joanne is in as well. She says good morning Natalie and everyone. My mum absolutely loved her bracelet. Looking forward to this morning's tutorial. I'm so glad she loved it, Joanne, and how quick you put it together as well. I think it's really lovely. Obviously, you know, you hopefully will buy the kits and you'll be able to have everything you need there. But if you see something that, you know, we maybe inspire you with and you think, got something in my stash that might go with that, then it's always lovely to see what you do and how you put them together. Good morning to Pauline. She says good morning Natalie and everybody at the beginning of a new week. I know it's Monday. Hi Kath, how are you doing? Good morning to Mina. And she's put, Lucy's put, that's because Camille loves me. She does. I know. You're very good friends. It's very nice. Good morning to Teresa. How are you doing, my lovely, as well? Okay, I'm going to take you over to the website now. We're going to get going. So not going anywhere other than the website. So you know how it works. Head over to TotallyBeads.co.uk where you can find our wonderful weekly tutorials. So you can head into the video tutorial category here. You can see this little logo scanning across just some of the makes. You can see, you know, what we've been doing. If there's anything that you may have missed that you'd like to give a go, you can also find it in this category here and drop down menu. And don't forget, we ship worldwide. So if you want to know how much our gorgeous kits are altogether, then you can change your currency at the top just there. So today we are doing the Annie necklace, and you can see the lovely colours we've got. We've got 4 colours for you to choose from today, and they are £6.99 each. But don't forget, you can get 2 for £12. So if you perhaps love the French blue and you love the rose, you could get them both. You could get 2 of the plum if you wanted, and you can also mix these up as well. So I think these colours complement each other very nicely. The porcelain will go with everything. I think the rose and the French blue would look lovely. I think the rose and the plum would also look lovely. So you might want to change up your beads. You might want one long strand at the back that sits around your neck in one colour, and you might want to change up those larger beads that we've got, those larger pearls there, to a different colour to add that little bit of contrast. Entirely up to you, but 2 for £12, I think you'll agree, is a fabulous bargain. So we have the French blue, we've also got plum, we've got porcelain, and we've got rose for you. I'm going to click into each one so you can see how they look. This is the gorgeous French blue. It's a beautiful colour. In your kit, you're going to have enough to make one necklace up, but there's plenty in there for you. We've got 50 centimetres of the Tigertail, which is just going to be used to run around the back of your neck, so that I would say is more than plenty. You can use less of that if you want to make it hang slightly differently. You're getting your 8mm glass pearls, which will be in the French blue colour. You're also going to get the 14mm glass pearls as well. I'm using 3 of those in this necklace, as you can see on that bottom strand there. You're also going to get 2 different sizes of jump rings. So the 8mm jump rings is going to be used to hang both of the strands that dangle off the front. And you're also going to get your 6mm jump rings, which we can attach our clasp with at the back. It's going to be a 12mm lobster clasp for you. You're getting your Calottes, your Crimp Beads, and your 50mm eye pins. So this beautiful French blue is in the gold colourway. So your pins and your findings will be in a beautiful kind of goldy colour. And you can see this is how it looks. So it does sit very pretty, it's very lightweight, it's very, very lovely. And it's a very straightforward make, I think, to make something that looks as elegant as it does. So don't forget, we've got that offer. You can get 2 for £12, or if you just want the one kit, it is £6.99 for you today. If you need to, you can scroll down as well. We'll often show you the colours and things of the pearls, but both sizes of these pearls, your 8 and your 14mm, are your French blue colour. And I'll show you them on the mat as well, so you can see how lovely they are. We've got a gorgeous plum colour, which is a very rich purple. Very, very beautiful. Again, everything you need in your kit to make up one necklace. We're using the same colour pearls throughout in 2 different sizes. And this is how it looks in plum. Very pretty. And we've got the porcelain. This is the most beautiful shade. This is what I'm wearing for you today. This is going to be on your silver findings. I think, you know, it's a little bit weddingish, I think, when you've got that gorgeous kind of soft porcelain colour. It is very, very pretty. So they are all your gorgeous pearls in your 2 sizes there. And we've also got the rose. So if you're a lover of pink, this is the one I'm going to be demoing for with you today. Again, we're using these on the lovely kind of goldy kind of coloured findings. Really, really pretty. A very kind of soft blush colour. And you can see how this looks in its different angles. Very comfortable to wear and very lightweight. I do love the glass pearls. I think they've got the most beautiful colour and finish on them. Obviously, you can get them matching colours in different sizes, so I'm making the most of that today. I don't often use the 14mm glass pearls, but I just think these add a lovely kind of focal point to your necklace. So everything you would like in your kit to make a beautiful necklace up, just £6.99 for you today. I do hope you like them. Drop me a comment and let me know which one is your favourite. So let me see who I have missed saying hello to, if anyone's just popped in. Good morning to Elaine. Hello to Elizabeth. She's watching live as, oh my goodness, she's broken a leg again. Oh, Elizabeth, I do hope you have a very speedy recovery. Make sure you're resting and, you know, looking after yourself. Hopefully you've got someone who can look after you as well. And as long as your hands and your arms are working, you can get making. what else is there to do while you're sitting on the couch watching me? Good morning to Sharon. She says, good morning, creative bead and ears. Nice to be able to catch a live and not a replay. Well, it's lovely to have you here, Sharon. If you can't quite watch us or you've got somewhere else to be, as soon as I finish this live, you can catch up on the tutorials. We always have them shared on the Facebook page in the handmade group. We also, you can catch us up on YouTube. I share them on my Natalie Patton Wire Artist Facebook page as well. I've also got a little playlist on YouTube that you can subscribe to. It's just Nat Patton, and you'll see all of the tutorials that I deliver are popped on there, so you can always find them. But a good tip is, if you're watching this live, you can always share it yourself, and then it will stay on your Facebook page. And if there's something you think, oh, I'd like to do that, and I'll probably forget about it, share it. Might encourage other people to come and join us as well, but then you've always got it there that you can go back to. Lucy has shared the link for you today. So we are totallybeads.co.uk/Facebook-tutorials/ this is the Annie necklace today. So click on that link if you need to. Oh, Mina, she says, need a black one, please. Yeah, no, the closest I've got for you today would be that plum, I think is the deepest colour. But yeah, a black one would have been nice. To be honest, I was just drawn to those sizes of pearls, so whatever I had matching in the 8mm with the 14, I thought we'll pick some of them out. I've got a pink one. I usually get told off if I don't include a pink one. I'm not saying any names, so sorry I haven't got a black one for you, Mina, but you can use this technique. There is my door. Could you please give me a split second? I'm so sorry. It might be the postman, and you know what it's like when you get something good. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much. It was a parcel that needed a signature, and it's just typical, isn't it? The minute it goes to like 10 o'clock, the postman comes. But lovely postal people, thank you for whatever I've got. I'm not too sure. I often forget what I've ordered, but I'm sure it's something pretty. And if I make something with it, which I'm sure I will, I'll be sharing it in the group as well. Thank you so much for being patient. I apologise for that very unprofessional nipping out and leaving you all sitting here. Good morning to Carol. Lucy says the rose is her favourite. Camille says the porcelain one is lovely. This is the one that I'm wearing here. Joanne says gorgeous colours. It's difficult choice, but then the price is great too. Maybe all. Well, that offer that we've got on today for you, Joanne, and everybody else, counts. You can use that more than once. So if you want to get 4, then you can get the 2 for 12 twice, if that makes sense. So make the most of that. I don't know how long that'll be on for. Camille says, go to the 3 dots up at the top right corner and save the video. Brilliant, Camille. Thank you very much. Yeah, do that. Click on the little dots at the top and you can save it. Good morning or evening to Sylvia, who's in South Australia. She says it's 6:30 p.m. and I've caught the live. Yay! Thank you so much for joining us, Sylvia. Good morning to Janice. She's already ordered her kits. Thank you so much. Lucy says, oh, I love a parcel. Do you know what I think it might be? Is something that I've been waiting on for quite a little while. I'm dead eager to go and open it, but we won't do an unboxing now. Rachel says she loves the blue or the plum. They are very, very beautiful colours. The French blue is just gorgeous. It's a very beautiful shade of blue. So I will show you them down on the mat. Let's go down on the mat now and we can go and have a little look. So this one is the plum for you. Again, it's very dark in my room today, so I don't know whether the light is really doing it that much justice. If I hold it up, and hopefully it's not too fuzzy, you can see that absolute gorgeous deep plum colour. Good morning from New Jersey, USA to Donna. Thank you so much for joining us. So this one is your beautiful plum. I'm going to pop that right up there, and I'm going to show you the French blue one. So again, this one is on our gold findings. It's just the most beautiful, sophisticated colour. absolutely love this one. The one that I will be demoing for you today is going to be this beautiful, beautiful shade of pink. This one is our rose. So you can see we've got those gorgeous large pearls and those 8mm pearls as well. So that one is your rose. And I suppose I should show you the porcelain too, shouldn't I? So I'll take this one off from my neck that I'm wearing. Looks absolutely beautiful with either findings, to be honest. So if you wanted to get that offer and get those two colors, you could always put this one on the gold as well if you wanted, but I have put it on the silver, and they're just really beautiful. They're not, well, they are white, but they've just got, well, it's porcelain. It's named very accurately. It's beautiful. Look at the sheen. This is why I love a glass pearl, because it just got such a beautiful luster to it. Absolutely gorgeous. And obviously really reasonably priced as well. So they are your colours today. So I'll have a little sip of coffee and we'll get going. So to start off with, you can do this whichever way round you want. You can start making your pins first if you prefer, or you can start with your tiger tail to create this that's going to run along the back of your neck. So to do the part that's going to be kind of like your chain essentially, I'm going to take my tiger tail. Now you're getting 50 centimeters of tiger tail in your kits today, and I'm cutting that in half. So I've got 25 centimeters on each. And because I'm not doing any particular pattern, I'm using one full colour and one size of pearl through each strand. I'm going to put my findings on first. However, if you're getting two kits and you want to mix those pearl colours up, you might want to maybe start in the middle, pop yourself on a little bead stopper or something and get your pattern as you want it before you pop on your findings. To pop my findings on, I'm going to take one of my little calottes and thread that on. And I'm going to get 2 crimp beads out. So I'm going to be double crimping each end of my strand, so to speak. So I'm just going to get that little crimp bead, doesn't want to go, can't pick it up, it's going everywhere. And I'm just threading that on to the end of my tiger tail. And then going to put another one on. And this is what I mean by double crimping. So I'm popping 2 on just to give it that extra strength and sturdiness. Now, the wonderful thing about the tiger tail that we're using is it's a very strong and malleable kind of thread. So you can use crimp beads on it. I wouldn't always use a crimp bead on something like a nylon thread or an elastic, because it might cut through it, you might weaken it. But with the tiger tail, it's so strong, you're going to be able to take your crimp bead right up to the end, give it a little squish to crimp it, or if you've got a crimping tool, you can use that. Slide in the first one we put on, up to next it, up to next it, up towards it, right next to it, so they're both sitting like this. If there's any extra tiger tail, I'd give that a trim off. And then I'm going to slide up my calotte, just going to close that over with my fingers first, just gently, just to make sure I've got it lined up. And then with another pair of pliers, I'm just going to give it a little push together, just to close that over. So I'm encasing those crimp beads on the inside, and I can now attach my jump rings and my clasp if I need to. So I'm just going to start threading on my first lot of pearls. So I'm going to add on 25 of the 8mm pearls, but if you want to, you can add less. If you want to make it sit a little bit differently on your neckline, you can do that, no problem. So I'm sliding on 25 of my pearls. All I'm doing is just popping that tiger tail all the way through the bead, so it comes out the other side. Sometimes you might get a little bit of coating on the pearls where that gorgeous painted colour is. So I'm just going to give that a little flick off if that's the case. Just make sure none of my pearls are blocked, as in that little hole running through them. And I'm just going to slide that on. Well, thank you so much, Ruth. Do you know, anytime I see your name or your lovely chicken little profile, it just reminds me to share that. So thank you so much. Ruth says, please click on the like button to help the channel. Thank you. We really, really do appreciate all the likes, all the love, all the shares, all the purchases that you get from TotallyBeads. It helps us keep creating, keeps me living my dream, so I can be here at least twice a week making some lovely things for you and with you. It also keeps me busy at the weekends and the evenings, so I can start putting more kits together for future makes. And don't forget, if you've got any suggestions of anything that you'd like to see us do, or any technique you'd like us to revisit, then do drop us a comment or a message and let us know. I'm going to be doing a bit more macrame with you, I think, in the next few weeks, few months. I think it's a nice technique to use to make lovely little bracelets, mainly for summer. I'm going to be playing about with lots of lovely new products that we have in as well. So thank you for that, Ruth, much appreciated. So I have slid on 25 of my pearls. I haven't counted, but I'm pretty sure I've got that right. So you can see I've still got quite a little length of the tiger tail there. I always find it's easier to have more than less, but you can see you're going to have plenty in your kit. So if you wanted to add on more of that, you most definitely can. You can adjust that length as you go. I'm now going to slide that calotte back on. Again, facing away from the bead this time. And I'm going to push it right down. So I've got that pearl sitting up close against that calotte. And you can also curve it if you want while you put your crimp beads on, just to get that kind of rounded shape. And that will help you get the right tension. I'm going to pick up another one of my crimp beads. And I'm going to drop that right down into the center of that calotte there, making sure they're all pushed up to the end. And I'm going to pop in my pliers and push that right down. So what I'm doing is I'm squishing that crimp bead, if you can see inside there, close against the calotte, so it's holding on to that tiger tail. It's going to keep everything in place. And then I'm going to pop another crimp bead on, making sure that drops right down to the last one. And do the same with my pliers, squishing it down to make it flat. I'll then come in with my cutters and trim off that extra tiger tail. Close over my calotte with my fingers. Make sure it's lined up before I close it again by putting a little bit of pressure, not too much. You just want to squish it so it's holding onto those crimp beads inside it and it's creating that nice rounded shape. And I'm going to repeat that again on the other side. So I'm going to have two of equal length. Oh, Catherine says some fancy sunglasses chains, please. Yeah, we did have a chat about that, didn't we, a little while ago, about making some glasses kind of holders. Sunglasses obviously are worn a lot more when the weather's nice. Unfortunately, I did have them on this weekend, actually. Was it Saturday? We had a beautiful, gorgeous sunny day. It actually felt like a proper spring day, and I got to spend a lot of it in the garden with my mother and father-in-law and my little boy, and it was just lovely. So yeah, that's a good suggestion. I'd probably do a rosary link or something with that. So again, adding on my calotte and my crimp beads to the end of that, and that's just going to act as a bead stopper, so I can add another 25 pearls on the 8mm pearls onto this strand. So I just want these to be equal in length, so the same amount of beads on each one will make sure that my necklace is going to sit evenly. And then when I make my kind of pin connectors and my dangling strands, my double strands of my pearls and my pins, that sits in the middle and in the centre on my neckline. Anne is saying, how about some peyote? I will let Kitty know, because she's the stitch beader. But yeah, if you've got any favourite stitches, you know, we can use the same techniques, but if you're using different materials, then you get a completely different look. I know I've done the Hugs and Kisses bracelet, and we've done the Hugs and Kisses bracelets a few different times. It just gets some out of the way. But again, they all look completely different depending on what beads and things that you use. So I did them with, I think I did them with hematite, the hematite beads, and they were very lovely. So yeah, any favorite stitches or techniques or anything like that, we can always revisit. Lucy's put, Natalie doesn't do needles. Well, I've got a make for you in a couple of weeks, and I will be probably using a large eye needle for that one. I do sometimes when I'm doing macrame, but it's literally just to put the beads on. This one is going to be an elastic make, so I will be using it for that, just to run through my bracelet again, and that will make sure it's kind of double stranded and extra strong, because I know a lot of people are often a bit reluctant to use gorgeous products and use the elastic with it in case, you know, it snaps or breaks, but this is kind of like a foolproof way of doing it. So I'll be using a large eye needle for that. Okay, so I'm just making sure that they are the same in length, so they will be if I put on the same amount of pearls. Again, I'm just going to add on my calotte and take another 2 crimp beads out of my little bag. Sliding on the first one, if I don't ping it across the table. Just popping a little bit of a curve in that just to get the shape right. Making sure that it is pushed down towards the end. We don't want to be crimping it and then noticing we've got kind of like loose gap in between. So making sure they're all kind of snug and sitting next to each other. I will get in shot while I do it. Coming in with a pair of pliers just to make sure I can get that crimp bead close to the cloth to flatten it down. Adding on my next one. And doing the same with that. So my crimp beads are sitting essentially on top of each other. Coming in with my cutters, trimming off just that additional bit of Tigertail and closing over with my fingers when I'm happy that they are lined up, so I can get my jump rings through the little holes in that calotte. Then I'll give it a little push together. Camille says, Natalie needs to come and show me how to wire wrap neatly. You're doing a really good job, Camille. It's not been long since you've been doing it, and some of the things you've been making are just gorgeous. And also, you're really experimenting, Camille. Like, I've seen you doing like letters and writing with the wire. You've made bangles, you're doing rings. You're really kind of pushing out your creative styles, and they're all gorgeous. So I'm going to add my 6mm jump rings onto one end. So they are the smaller ones that you'll get in your kit. So I'm just going to open that up by opening it towards me or away from me, sliding that on. And at this stage, I'm also going to add my lobster clasp as well. So this is going to be at the back of my neck, closing that jump ring over fully. So now you can attach these together. And it is starting to take shape. Now I've got two other jump rings which are slightly larger. So you've got two pairs of jump rings in your kit. You've got your 6mm, which we've just added on here to attach your clasp. And you've also got two 8mm jump rings, which I'm going to add on here. So again, I'm going to open them up and I'm going to attach them on now. Just find it a little bit easier to add these on first. I can always open them up again. So you can see that jump ring is slightly staggered when I've just got it out the pack from where it's been cut when these have been made. So it's sitting slightly like this. If I open it up this way, when I bring it back together, if I just slightly take it past the point that it meets, it should close nice and neatly. So that's what I'm going to do now. I'm going to open this one up, slide that onto the calotte, and then close it back up. And now I'm going to make my connecting pins really quickly, really straightforward. So I've got my eye pins in my kit. They're lovely long length. They are 50mm. So if you wanted to, you could add more than one pearl onto this if you wanted to change up the design. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a row of 10 pieces of the smaller 8mm jump rings. And then on the bottom, I'm going to use the larger 14mm. I'm going to have 4 of the 8s in between, another large one, another 4 and another large one. And I'm going to connect both of those rows just onto these jump rings here. So to make my connecting pin, I'm going to start with one of the lovely little 8mm ones. You can use your looper if you've got one. If you haven't, you can just use your round nose pliers and your cutters. So the wonderful thing about your eye pin is it's already got a loop on one end. By tying in a loop on the other end, you make that into a double connector. So to do that, I'm going to have my little loop facing at the side, so it's like pointing up towards the ceiling. And I'm going to bend my pin just at the top of my pearl to a 90-degree angle. Now you've seen me do this quite a lot. I think it's a really easy, nice technique. And once you've done this enough, you're going to be able to create lovely connecting pieces, which you can use all sorts of different types of jewellery design. If I bend it to 90 degrees, when I turn that loop back on itself, it's going to make sure that that loop is sitting neatly on the top and in the same direction. So I'm going to bend it, and then I'm going to trim this off at about 1 centimetre. I'm holding on to the end of the pin while I cut it so it doesn't fire away. And I'm going to come in with my round nose pliers, and I'm now going to turn my pearl up so it's facing this way, and that little part of the pin that I've cut is now facing away from me. And I'm holding the pearl in between my finger and my thumb just to push it down in place and to give me something to grip onto. So in with my pliers, I only want a small loop, so I'm going to use the kind of smaller tapered end of my round nose pliers, just a few millimeters up from the end, and making sure that my pin is flush so it's not sticking out like this. If it's sticking out, then that bit's not going to turn and it's not going to curl. So I want it nice and flush up to the ends, and I'm just going to give it a little flick towards me so it's now in this shape. I'm then going to reposition my hand, so I'm not putting too much stress or pressure. I'm just doing little flicks and little turns of my wrist, and that's creating another little loop on the other side, which I'm going to be able to connect my beautiful pearls together. Just going to close up that one that was already done. If I'm going to use my larger 14mm pearl, it works exactly the same way. So I'm sliding it on to my pin. I'm going to give it a little bend. And then going to trim, giving myself, again, about 1 centimetre here. So I can just cut off that excess, holding on to the pearl in my thumb and my finger. That's just keeping that pin from kind of moving around a little bit. Give it a little flick. Little motions on my wrist, just to turn that pin all the way around to create that loop on the other side. Joanne says, us creative types always think we need more, even those at the top. Your makes are amazing. Absolutely agree. Especially when you compare yourself to others, it's always, you know, you've got to remember that your work is yours, and the only person you're kind of competing against essentially is yourself in terms of your last make. Somebody commented on the YouTube page during my last make when I was making the wire bracelets last live, weren't we, on Friday? Yeah. And as I turned it in right at the end, I'd noticed afterwards I'd turned it the wrong way, and I was like, oh, I've made a mistake. And someone said, well, it helps us amateurs feel a little bit better. And I've tried to remind you all that amateur means for the love of something. So may we always be amateurs, because may we always love what we do. Okay, so I've created my little pins. As I say, I have done a few of these already, just to kind of speed us up, because I don't want you to sit and watch me do the same thing over and over again. What I will do is I'll show you how to do it with the looper. So if I pick up this beautiful plum coloured one, in fact, let's move these out to the side again so you can see. If you've got a looper tool, this is how you would use it. I'm popping my pearl onto the pin. I'm picking up my looper and popping the pin through the hole at the back of the looper there, so it runs all the way through and straight. And I'm going to have my pin facing up to the ceiling as usual. As I squeeze the handle, you'll notice it cuts the pin off, but also it starts to curl my little loop. So all I would do is I'd just come back in with my round nose pliers if I needed to, and give it a little twist just to make sure that's fully closed. Now, if you've got any dexterity problems, or you're making a project which requires an awful lot of pins and they don't need to be wrapped loop, just turned looped, then this is something that I would suggest you have a little look. We did have them available on the website. I think we've still got some in stock, but I'm not too sure. It's just called a looper tool, and you can get them that make different size loops. So they're always really handy to have if you need to. What I would also say is when you've made your loops, I think all of mine are okay, but you'll notice when I first started to pop my pin in, I always say I'm popping my pin in so it's facing up. That's just because I want both of those pins to be, those loops to be running in the same direction. If it isn't fully running in the same direction, that's not a problem. Just pop your pliers on each end, give it a little twist and straighten it up if you need to. Okay, so to begin with, I want 10 on the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of my smaller 8mm pearls, and I'm going to connect these all together like a little chain. Denise says, oh, need a looper tool. They're not essential, they're just really handy. Lucy said they are out of stock at the moment. Hopefully we'll be able to get some more of those in for you. As you've seen me do it with the trusty round nose. I think your round nose always makes a For me, I just know that if I do them enough, they're neater. I'm happy with them. If I use the looper tool, I still tend to go back in with my round nose just to kind of straighten it up a little bit. Camille is praising Mina's beautiful wire wrap trees. So you've been all doing slightly different projects, and I absolutely love that. You know, people will do a project that we may have done like a year ago, 2 years ago, last week, and I think it always kind of inspires other people, you know, who may not have seen the live first time around and think, oh, I want to do that. Okay, so to connect these together, really simply, I'm just going to take my pliers and I'm just going to lift very gently. Bit of focus. It's because I've got this all on my desk. The little loop I've made, just so I can slide the next one on and then close that back over. And I'm making sure that these are fully closed. If there's a gap between them, what might happen is when I'm wearing this, there's a little bit of tension between it. It might pop out. So I want to make sure that my loops are fully closed when I turn them and when I reclose them over, just to make sure that they're nice and sturdy. So a tiny flick up, not much, just a little flick of my wrist to open up that pin. Check it's closed properly. Just give it a little look over and then up to the other end, flick that open, slide the next one. So this is how I'm making a little chain. Now, often if I'm doing something, you know, you might suggest doing wrap loops for that added security. But personally, these pins are nice and sturdy and very strong. So providing those loops are closed on both ends, I shouldn't really have any problem with those coming apart. I'm just checking, because obviously I'm opening this one, but I don't open that one. So I'm just checking to see if that's fully formed as well. Flick it open, slide the next one on. Oh, give it a little close over. Up to the next loop, flick it open, slide the next one on, close it over. So you might want to sit and kind of batch making your pearls with the double connectors. And then it's just a case of assembling your necklace and popping it all together rather quickly. Opening it up, sliding it on and closing it over. If you get to one and it's not fully closed over, you can just come back in with your round nose pliers if you need to. So I've now created 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 of my 8mm pearls, and that's ready now to attach onto my necklace. So you can open up the loop on your connector, on your pearl, or you can open up the jump ring. It really doesn't matter. I'm going to open up the jump ring. I'm going to slide that on and make sure that jump ring is fully closed over as well. And then onto the other side. Open up my jump ring by giving it a little twist towards me, sliding on the connector on that pearl and closing it over. So I've already got a very pretty necklace, which is ready to go if you want to wear it like that. But I think it looks nice when it's double strung. So to do the double stringing, I'm going to add another one, and I'm going to use some of these beautiful 14mm pearls as well. So I'm going to pop 2 at the end and 1 in the center, and I'm going to have an even amount. So 4 here and 4 there. So what I often like to do is just lay them out on my mat or my beading tray, whatever I'm working off, just so I can pick them up in that order, and I don't need to think about anything. I can just concentrate on attaching them together. So exactly the same, flicking up one of the little loops and attaching on my small pearl to my larger, closing that over and working along. So I've got 4 8mm pearls in between my 14mm pearls. I don't need many of the 14. I think 3 is nice. I like working with odd numbers, but it gives me kind of like a nice focal at the front of my necklace. But again, you might want to change it up if you're going to get that offer and you want to get 2 kits. You might want to use the different colour, like a contrasting colour of your 14mm pearls. Or your smaller ones within the chain. It's entirely up to you. So I've attached my other 14mm, which is going to sit in the middle. And I'm just going to slide my next one on. Close over. Again, you can play about with the lengths on this as well. So I quite like the way these sit together and hang, but you might want to make it longer or smaller. You just need to change the amount of your pearls that you've got on. So I'm only flicking these up a tiny little bit, nothing major, just enough that I can slide my pin on and then close it back. Thank you, Lucy. If you are just joining us, then this is what we're making today. We're on TotallyBeads.co.uk/Facebook tutorials/Annie necklace. Your kits today are an absolute bargain. They are £6.99 per kit to make one beautiful necklace, but we've also got a 2 for £12 offer on for you as well. Hi Vicky, how are you doing? She says, hello Natalie. Well, hello to you. So I'm just adding on my last larger pearl. And now I can attach that onto the same jump ring above. So again, you can open up your pins, you can open up your jump rings. It really doesn't matter. All I want to make sure is that my lower chain isn't kind of crossed over like this, that it's sitting directly underneath. So if I'm going to open up my pin, I'm going to give it a little flick. I'm going to attach it between both of those pearls so it's sitting at the bottom, and I'm going to close it over. Again, make sure it's closed over fully. And again on the other side, I'm going to give it a little flick up. I'm going to attach that on to the jump ring at the bottom of it, and I'm just going to come in and close that up and make sure it's fully closed. And there you go, my necklace is already good to go and ready to wear. It looks, as all jewellery does, better when it's worn because it sits lovely, and obviously gravity will ensure that they're hanging properly. Lucy says a fab bargain, 2 for £12. Yeah, and don't forget we ship worldwide, so you can change that beautiful bargain into whatever currency that you prefer. So I'm going to bring it myself back up and I'm going to wear it. So this, I would say, is quite a long necklace for me. So you might want to adjust that length so you've not got those full 25 pearls on the back. This is how it's sitting. If I was to adjust the length, this is a really weird neckline, so it's probably not the best jumper to show you with it on, but I can adjust the length on that as well if I want to. But it just hangs very, very pretty, and it should hang very evenly providing you've put the right amount on each side. So they are our necklaces today, our Annie necklaces. I'll take you over to the website again so you can see where to find them. I'll go right out so I can go right back in. So we are on TotallyBeads.co.uk. Head into the video tutorial category here. In fact, if I go back one, you can find the video tutorials here at the top in the drop down menu, and you can, oh, look at all those what's new. Ooh, hello crystal butterflies. Oh, should we just go shopping together? Should we just have a little, oh, they're nice. Oh, I want them. Okay, yeah. I'm getting very distracted. You can head down to the video tutorials on the main page there as well. And today we're doing the Annie necklaces. I want some pretty spring beads and bobs now. So here we go. Annie necklaces in French blue, plum, porcelain or rose. All kits are £6.99 and they are 2 for £12. So that is it. That was as quick as it needed to be. Joanne says elegance in a necklace. I just think they are really elegant and really straightforward to do. Camille says earrings and a bracelet to match. Do you know what? You're probably getting enough pearls. You could probably do that. You could do some very simple little matching. Oh, you could do a larger pearl and a smaller pearl for your earrings. I think for the bracelet, I would probably use this technique and I would just make a lovely little running chain. If in fact I've still got my downward facing camera on. Let's do this. I think if I was making a bracelet, I'd probably just do something. Hello? There you go. As simple as that. And I would just use the connecting beads. They are a little bit larger. Usually I'd go for a 6mm, but these are your 8mm is your smaller size here. So I'd probably make a little matching bracelet there. Vicky, thank you so much. That's lovely. She says, thank you for making jewellery fun. It is fun though, isn't it? That's what it's about. She also says, hello, Natalie. Your inspiration for this necklace is so beautiful. Good morning, everyone. We are praying for your mum. We're sending you loads and loads of love, Vicky. I hope she's okay. Big loves and sending loads of love for you as well. Everyone's sending you their well wishes. Ruth sending all the best as well. Lucy says, lovely tutorial. Thank you for showing us how to do it. You're most welcome. Sheila says, oops, sorry, I've missed this make. Looks lovely. We'll have to catch up later. Don't forget you can catch up. I say I've got a YouTube page, which is Nat Pattern, and all of everything I do, I've got a playlist on there which you can have an access to. Obviously TotallyBeads is on YouTube, so you can find us there as well, and we will share it in the TotallyBeads handmade group as well, so you can find us whenever your heart desires, whenever you're in the mood to make some jewellery. Come and check us out. Thank you, Pauline. She says it looks beautiful. Camille says, very pretty, Natalie. Thank you. Hope you all have a lovely day and take care. And she's giving us a wave. Well, I hope you have a lovely day too. I will be back with you on Friday. I think I'm making earrings on Friday. I think so. I'm looking at my diary, but as I say, I've made that much stuff over the last week. I don't know what's where and when. Keep checking the website as well. I know our bracelets sold out from last tutorial within like an hour or two, and there was a lot of disappointed people who didn't get their hands on them. Quick message to Simon. He worked his magic and he managed to get some more kits together, so they are back in stock. So if you're ever a little disappointed that something's gone out of stock, just be patient, give us a little nudge and we might be able to put that back in stock for you. So have a lovely week, everybody. I'm excited already to see you on Friday, but I don't want to wish the week away because time goes so quick. I hope the weather improves wherever you're watching from, and I hope you get some spring. Take care, everyone.